day. This is Homes United. We are doing our creative stream. We're working now on the episodes of 3D photography, and some of it's VR. Like this stuff is actually 180 degree VR. It's actually 122 degree, so it's very close to 180 degrees. But like this is 3D only footage. And so that's what we're going to be working with. It looks like this section is just dedicated to bridges. And so there's like an hour and 2 minutes of footage. Like this is everything that's selected that we are going to use. But the next step is just getting everything in order. And then this might be divided into 2 episodes. I haven't decided. It looks like we could easily do each episode being an hour in length in 3D, but and so there's somewhere it's like they're 3-hour episodes that will be divided down. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna try to keep each episode to being an hour or have it be a half hour, but that would mean like there'd be exponentially more shorter episodes instead of just having like several. Like there's gonna be over 20 episodes for sure if we do it every a half hour episode. There should still be like 15 to 20 if we do an hour episode each. Like there is a lot of work to do, a lot we have to sort through, which is kind of why I've been putting it off for a little bit. I did some photoshopping and some other creative stuff, but now we're back into it, and I already feel better about it looking at it. This morning I was dividing up the projects. I had everything sorted in one huge project, and so then I separated everything out, and we've done a lot of the work already. The hardest stuff we've already done, so it was just slight procrastination. Not really procrastinating because it's not the last minute. We still have 30 days, but yeah. So let's get back to work. I finished proofing the VR for Project Park, and there were a couple of photos that didn't work out in VR, but that's okay. And so I was actually able to combine one project into another, which was good, because I didn't want to lose like the good photos that were left. And so they're all about 10 to 15 minute episodes for the VR, and there's 3 episodes. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab all the images of this bridge. Oh, that's not even the right one. Of this bridge. Because I know I have a few, like enough to make a section about it. But yeah, the VR stuff is done. I just have to edit some of the color grades a little bit, and then pick where I'm going to put the additional photos. But other than that, that's done. So this week I will sit down and start writing the actual episodes, the episode scripts. That'll be fantastic, because then that can start coming out mid-October, which we're getting close to. But I'm not worried about it at all. And like the hardest part of rendering is done, except for the VR. I haven't been rendering in full resolution for these demo renders. I've only been rendering 1080p, and the VR is actually in 5K. So that's going to take forever. But all the footage and everything, the 3D stuff and everything is going to come out first. And so that will be like a month and a half of the Project Park series coming out. So that will give me plenty of time to render the 5K VR, and I mean, it sounds like, oh my goodness, 5K VR, that's gonna take forever. But the way I did it, it's actually gonna render faster than you'd think, because it's rendering photos, not video, and not animated photos either. And the photos are already in VR mode, in the VR format. So it's just rendering, a photo in 5K. And that's a lot faster than rendering each frame, converting it into the VR format, and then exporting that. I did it that way because I wanted to save time, and so now I can easily do, especially because there is no movement in these photos, they're just photos. It was logical, and it will, and like I said, it will save time and processing power. And so the joke of it is, like, I use Linux boxes to render my videos, and like, I use their desktop computers from like 2008, and they were mediocre. Like, I buy a bunch of used parts. I usually stick with AMD because their sockets are more universal than Intel. Like, a lot of times with Intel, there's one motherboard socket, and it can only work with one generation of, like, let's say Intel i7 from 2012. Like, that motherboard can only support 2012 i7s. It can't support anything later. Anything earlier. Usually motherboards can't support anything newer. But like with the AM3 Plus, I can put an Athlon, I can put a Phenom that's a lot older than the AM3 Plus, and it will still work. I can't put an FX processor in a AM3 motherboard. I can only do that in an AM3 Plus, but so I like that one going first. Now we'll go to that one. And then this one. It's technically the other side because this is that building. That is over here. We're going to go to that one. Now we'll go to this one. Okay, now we're gonna sort through all these. And this is right before turning onto the bridge. And I know it's like a huge time of day shift. Okay, so that's done. We got our first section. Success. Success. I'm just gonna put that over there. Keep it out of the way. So next we're gonna be looking for there's a grouping of freeways. And they're pretty easy to identify because they have the blue lining under them. So I have a lot of footage of driving under these overpasses and everything. So we're just gonna go find those. And we find one right off the bat. There we go. I knew I saw them. Now let's see if there's some more. Kind of thought there was. I'm going to include this one because there's a little bit of... Oh my goodness. I have the pre-stream. This isn't a pre-stream. Let's see, transition. There we go. And we're going to take this one. And you get a car. Oh, this is a good one. Today was supposed to be the zombie walk. So I got really excited. I used to do all these events with my friend, but then she moved to Detroit. So I still see her, but we don't do any events local anymore. But I was like, okay, I don't know. If you guys haven't noticed, you folks haven't noticed, I don't really get out much. I'm like very much a recluse. And I know there are a lot of people that say, oh, I never leave the house. I stay when I can't do. No, I'm actually a legitimate recluse. Like there was this one semester when I was in college. I go to a local college, but I took all my classes online. Except for this last class. And so the winter semester I only had to leave the house once a week, and that was like all I did. And then it was funny because then I got my schedule down to where it's just like I get a discount if I order online and pick up in the store for the grocery store. So I would order everything. I was specifically on Wednesday, and so I had the one class on Wednesday, and then I'd go pick up my food that I ordered, and that was it. That's all I would leave the house for. And I'm kind of like borderline agoraphobic, but I am trying to get out of the house more often. So I got out yesterday to go to the open night mic. It's like a community open night mic. And I was like, yeah, getting back into the world. I get to the location. Open night mic is canceled. I was like, seriously? The building's not open. Nobody's there. And I was like, why doesn't anyone tell me these things? And So that was like unfortunate. And then today, last night I went to bed at 3, which is fine. I wasn't trying to go to bed early or anything. But I set my alarm for like 10:40. And the zombie walk started at 11 and went till 4. So I said, oh, for sure, I'll get there in time. So I get dressed, I get ready. And then I head out. And I get there and there's no zombies. I'm like, what? Like, I did this zombie walk a couple of years ago with my friend, and we dressed up into the zombies. There was nobody there dressed as zombies. It was just people drinking on the weekend, and I was like, because I don't drink, and like I really don't get it. And I've had I don't know. I've dealt with enough alcoholics that it's not something I like being around, and it worries me a little bit, like how much we see drinking everywhere, especially in web media and everything. But and this is important to the story because last night I was walking around looking for the open night mic. I mean, I knew what building it was, but the place where I park that has free parking is like at the other end of the city, so I have to walk a lot. And so I'm walking past this restaurant, and there is this lady, and she is screaming. I kid you not, she is outside a restaurant, and she is screaming into the restaurant at somebody, and it was like, dear Lord. And I was like, if she was black, she would have been arrested so fast. But she's screaming into the window, into the restaurant, yelling, oh, they're having a girl, we're having a girl, it's going to be twins. And I was like, yes, I get it, it's good news. But it's just like, the person she was talking to, I guess, was in the restaurant eating. And it was just like, just go in and tell them, quietly, you don't have to scream your head off. And it's like, it's only 9 p.m. No, it wasn't even 9 p.m. It was 7:30 p.m. I was like, how are you, this drunk at 7:30? I mean, like, it wasn't just like, oh, I was so excited. It was like, she was screaming excited. And I was like, ay. And like I said, if she was black and doing that, she would have been arrested so fast. Which is the part that sucks. But there was something else. So that happened. And that was kind of my drunk story of the day. And so when it was happening, I was like, is this what goes on in the world? After hours? And then, so today I get up, get ready. My alarm went off at 10:40, and I couldn't process what I was hearing in my dream. I was like, this can't possibly be. Like, I couldn't figure it out. And so then I slowly woke up, and I was like, the sound is still there. And I was like, oh, it's my alarm. And so I turned it off. I was like, I'm not getting up right now. I'm so tired. But so then I got up, I made my coffee, skipped what is it called? Breakfast. And I just left, and I went to the zombie walk. No zombies. And in fact, I walked up and down downtown, and nothing. Like, this is lame, because when I did it a couple of years ago, there were a ton of people all around my age, and I thought, this is going to be fun. And nope, nobody. And I was like, where is everyone? where has everyone gone? The answer is like everyone's moved away, and I'm like the only one left. But so that was funny, because it was like, this is the third event in a row that I've gone to. Like, there just wasn't anybody around. And so then I don't understand how I got this shot. Because I have this shot. And I have this shot. It's like, it's literally like the same thing. So I must have had this camera mounted on the side of the car. I don't know. It's like really funny though. But it works out. Yeah, I must have had it, at the side. Which is funny because I don't remember doing that. Because usually this is how I mount it to the car. I mount it looking forward. And that's because there's less motion blur and stuff and rolling shutter than if you have it to the side. I guess that one can go right there. This is the order. And I'm going to put these to the side. And I'll be right back. I had to take a short break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. There we go. And okay, so nobody was there at the zombie walk. And it wasn't until I left, I was taking pictures for about an hour and a half, that I was walking back to my car, and there was like, I finally saw some zombies. But they were all like 1 or 3 years old. I said, are you kidding me? Zombie walk has turned into a thing for the kids. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because I guess, everyone that's my age, they have kids now. So then I guess zombie walk became a kids event. which it wasn't before. But okay, so now we're gonna get bridges in this style, like walkways between buildings. So Nightbot just gave me a heart attack. But so then there was a couple of families, and then I looked down the street and it's just like all these toddlers and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's good for them. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you the best part. So I was telling you guys the story about like the drunk lady yelling about, I don't even think it was her that was having the kid. I think it was a sister of hers or something having a kid, or finding out that she's pregnant or something, that was like screaming into the restaurant. But so when I got out of the car, there was actually one kid who was holding a zombie helmet, like a paper mache zombie helmet. And this lady behind me in the sidewalk is yelling at the kid, "What a cute kid! Oh, she's so cute! What a cute kid!" And she's like, "Lady, don't yell at the kid." And like the mom and the kid are just walking, and they're like, "Oh, thank you." They're on the other side of the street, you know. And then this lady's yelling, you know, "Your kid is so cool. That's so awesome." And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I was like, it's reasons like this that I don't go out of the house. And then like the whole time I'm walking and they're walking behind me, and I'm like, don't, like, here's some advice. Never walk directly behind somebody because it creeps them out. And like if you're a guy, you need to be aware of that, to like never walk directly behind, you know, a woman, because like it makes everyone nervous, especially women, because it feels like you're about to jump them. And I still get freaked out by it too. I feel like I'm about to get jumped. And it's just funny because a lot of people do it. Like before, you know, people were kind of aware, but now it's like a lot of younger people will just walk up right behind you. And it's just like, if I stop, you're running into me. So it's like they're trying to tailgate me in real life, walking. And I'm like, I am a 6-foot dude, you know? A lot of times people are like, look at me and they're like scared. And my friends and everyone says this to me. They're like, we were terrified of you until you opened your mouth. And then we realized you were okay. That is 100% of like what everyone thinks. And people are still creeping up on me. And it's like they don't even realize it. Making me nervous, my goodness. But talking about people that creeped up on me, there was this one guy. I went to the market by myself, which you should never do. And I went to pick up, I actually went to go get some like gluten-free cookies or something, but the store didn't have any. And like the whole reason why I went to that store is because they have a better gluten-free section. So I was like, okay, no cookies, I'm gonna get ice cream. And so I'm walking and I'm looking for the ice cream. And this guy, like I'm 6 foot, he must have been 6'5", and like he's walking behind me, like directly behind me. And I turned the corner and he's following me, and so I just kind of pull over to the side. But he was like maybe 1.5 feet behind me. I was just like, dear Lord. And it was somebody my age. I was like, you guys need to learn how to socialize. You don't walk that close behind, you're not a stranger. So we're going to include this with walkways. But So the zombie walk was a bust. Then my mom said, "Oh, the Art Institute is having their first annual food truck gathering." So I was like, "Okay, I'll go check that out," because it was happening all day. So, and after, I had preloaded my film for the medium format because I was going to take pictures at the zombie walk. But so I go to the Art Institute and I get out of the car. And there's a medium amount of cars parked. And so I'm like, okay, there's going to be a ton of food trucks and stuff. I'll get a ton of good pictures. I go and I find the food trucks. And there was two really cool food trucks. One was it was a straight up RV, and it was really cool. And then another one was it was a graffitied up bus, but graffiti art, not just tagging. And so that was there. So I took a picture of those. I ended up only taking 4 pictures. And so then I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of the film? So I was talking before how I was going to go to the farmer's market and take pictures. And so, today was Saturday, so it was open. And I was like, I guess I'll take the last 8 photos there. And I was lucky because, it was a cloudy day. And I had ISO 400. So that's good for indoor photography as well. And so I went to the farmer's market. I took 3D, I took VR, and I did the film photography. And everyone there was really nice. I had a really good experience. I did almost get run over by a lady because I was letting her go around me, but she's like, "You're exactly where I need to go." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I don't care how much." I didn't say that, but so even though there were no zombies, it was still a good day. It's extremely productive. I looked at the photos and they're good, except for the film ones. I have to get those developed. I'm nervous with this film because I usually shoot Kodak. And if I don't shoot Kodak, I shoot Ilford. I'm very happy with Ilford, and I would prefer to shoot only on Ilford. I'm not saying that I shoot on Kodak most of the time and then Ilford's second place. It's just that Ilford film is so much more expensive. And so Kodak is still expensive for medium format, but it's more affordable. If I'm doing serious fashion or glamour photography, which I wouldn't do fashion photography. I would do glamour. And the difference is that fashion, you're trying to sell a product, so it's you're not taking the picture of the model, you're taking the picture of the model with the dress. It's supposed to be something about the dress or a bracelet or things like that. Glamour photography is about the model. It's really about the person. It doesn't matter, what brand she's wearing or anything like that, or he. And so that's more fine art, portraiture, and stuff. There's a little bit of difference. It's really a mentality thing. But if I was doing and this project that I'm working on, it is, a fine art project. That's going to be a series, but I'm shooting on a new film company that I'm experimenting with, and everyone that I've read that uses it, they're like, it's extremely good for what it costs. And so you can get this film in bulk for you can get 10 rolls of this film for the same price as getting 4 rolls from Kodak and 3 rolls from Ilford. Like, that's how inexpensive this film is. And so everyone says, it is great film for what you pay for and everything. So I'm like, what does that mean? And I bought a sample pack. And so the sample pack it's 6 rolls. 6 rolls for $20. That's phenomenal. Usually it's like $30 for 5. It's black and white film. But the sample pack is great because 3 of the rolls are ISO 100, which is like really fine, high detail film. And then 3 of them are ISO 400, which is more sensitive to light, but it's a little bit more grainy, a little bit less detail. But with medium format, like you can shoot like up to 1600, and it's still way higher quality than 35 millimeter. But I don't shoot. If in film, I don't shoot anything above 400 ISO, because if I need more than 400 ISO, I should be bringing lights and a flash and everything. But so I have 1 more roll of ISO 400 and then the 3 rolls of ISO 100. And so I'm going to take pictures with them all and then send it in to get developed. I have a huge backlog of film that's waiting to get developed. So now we're going to get things of like civil engineering, so things under construction. This bridge. Really getting construction type stuff. So we got that whole set. So it's getting faster organizing these. Oh, you know what? I don't think we sorted. We just grouped. Yeah, we have to sort these. Okay, so we're gonna get all the photos of this blue building. Which is like to here. That is another blue building, but it's not the right one. This is actually the same one, but at night. So we're gonna start. Let's start with this one. Uh-oh. Grabbed the wrong thing. Okay, so that's done. Now we have these ones to do. So we're going to kind of intermingle these. just to mix it up. They look very similar. And when we color grade them, they'll look more no, it shouldn't be there. Okay, so this is ready to go. Just going to delete the spaces. And I have not saved in ever. I have not saved. So we're going to start off with this bridge. I'll start with that one first. Kind of going in reverse order. This one, and this one. There we go. That section is done. Oh, so I was saying, I got to the art institute, and they were having the food trucks there, and I get there. There's two food trucks that are really cool: an RV and a really decorative school bus that's has the graffiti art all over it, and then there's 3 trailers. And it's like, those aren't food trucks. Those are trailer trucks. Those don't count. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is these docks. This bridge at the lake. So I'm gonna gather all those. And while I was there, there was there were 3 families. Well, not even 3 families. There was 1 couple, 2 families, and me. And that was it. I was like, this is sad. You know, it's like all these events are like flopping. It's terrible. And so like all the food truck people are just, you know, sitting outside their food truck because like I can't eat any of the food. I just went to look around. And I don't know if it was profitable for them. When I got there, it was about maybe 3, but there were not a lot of people there at all, which usually like those kinds of events are very good in terms of people turnout and stuff. So I don't know if like everyone in the city is just never leaving their house anymore. Okay, so this is the same bridge. And I think I'm like 99% sure that's everything. Whoa. This is our blue building. And it's funny, these are 2 completely different days. And they're like almost the exact same shot. Okay. There we go. And we're going to slide that back. And for this, we're going to move it over here. So we're going to start off with kind of a medium shot, I guess. So we're going to go ahead on that one. mistakes. My dog has the itches. She barks when she's scratching. Okay, so this one's good. It's good. Now I got a short amount left. Let's see. I have like 20 minutes left. So now we're gonna get the stuff on the Memorial Highway. Just do about there for that one. And rain. This is funny because these are like four different days. And like these are, it's like very similar shots for the 4 different days, which is fine. It's gonna be fun to watch. And that's not sarcasm, I am serious. Okay, so these ones are done. And we shall move this up here. And so, because we're doing it in smaller chunks, once we sort these, it will be extremely quick. Extremely quick. So I think we're at the point where it's like everything that's left over is the same category. And yep, that's where we're at. So we're going to start off with that one, then go to that one. I'm sorry I got quiet. It's just I'm concentrating. I don't have time to explain what I'm doing because I'm just feeling around. Kind of going with the flow. Any night trains? I'm looking for a spot with like warm colors. Because this one is like a very warm image. So I think that's the best place for it. Ta-da! Okay, so now we have everything grouped. Okay, my foot's falling asleep. So what do I want to go first? Okay, so this one's clearly going first because it kind of sets up our world. So that one. That one goes there. That's taking us around the city. And then the construction. Which introduces us to the water and everything. Then we'll have these bridges, which are heavy in water. And then this in the park, and this is also in the park on the roadway. And then this one where it's all this bridge, and then there. I might mix up, so I will take these park ones and I'll put it back there. That's much better. And I'm just gonna put them on alternating layers, so that if I want to change them around, I still can. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. We accomplished one. This is an hour-long episode, so it's sorted. And the next part, not the next stream, but phew, that was close. I think I just deleted everything. But the next step in the process for this episode is to animate. And so I had to do some of the titles, because once I just start animating, you can't really move anything around. But we're gonna get through all the episodes in 3D. The 3D episodes. We finished the 4K. We just have to do the 3D, and then once we do the 3D, I will take all the stuff that's only 3D footage out, and then like this, right here. This is VR. But it can be used in a 3D project. And so I'm going to take all these 3D only files out, and so pretty much the VR episodes are already accomplished. As we do the 3D stuff. So that's how that's working. And yeah, so we did one section of footage. There are 11. It's going to take us a while, so I'll be streaming Sunday and Monday. Wednesdays and Fridays are creative days. The majority of the time I start my stream sometime between 9 and 11 p.m. I wasn't feeling really good this time at 9, so I had to slow down and eat and chill out a little bit. That's why I started so late. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. I'm streaming tomorrow, starting sometime between 9 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll be doing the same thing. We might put in some photoshopping. If I'm like hyped, the photoshopping helps me relax a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot. And, but we need to get this 3D stuff sorted and everything. We're so close to finishing, to getting like a lock on the edits and everything. It's really exciting, because this looks like it's going to be like 30 episodes combined with 4K and 3D and VR and everything. So it's going to be a huge project, which I'm happy with, because as big as this Milwaukee project is, the New York project is massive. So once the Milwaukee project starts trickling out to Patreon and then to YouTube and Twitch, that gives me so much more free time to edit the New York project and still have content coming out. So I'm really happy with how fast we've been able to turn it around. I know we're not done yet, but a lot of the heavy lifting is done. And so my poor Linux boxes are about to feel it, because I'm going to be like rendering for weeks on end. What a day to be a computer. So thanks everyone for coming by. See everyone tomorrow. We might be able to do like two projects tomorrow during the stream, but I don't want to say that, because we might not do it. So we might, but we might not. It depends on my energy level. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye-bye, and have a good day.